The second thing that I like to point out is this. There has been found some pollen, okay, by geologists in amber. You remember amber? That's the substance that the DNA was found in Jurassic Park. But it's real. And in that amber, in the Hakati shale, which is the bottom layer of rocks in the Grand Canyon, where we see exposed what the evolutionists will tell us are all the layers of rock in the known world. This goes back to a time, they say, when there was no life. There are no fossils in it, so there was no life. Now, how do you explain 2.8 billion years ago flowering plants? Can't get pollen without flowering plants. Well, that's a tough one. So what do? Well, they hope that doesn't catch on with the media. They hope nobody talks about it. And when people talk about it, they change the subject, or they try to disqualify you from that argument. Why? Because they can't deal with that argument, because it disproves the very core of what their structured system of thought is founded on. In South Africa, they were digging in some mines, some of the deepest holes that have ever been drilled, maybe the deepest holes that have ever been drilled in the earth. And they got all the way down to the Precambrian layer. Again, a layer where there's not supposed to be any life, anything at all. 3 billion years old. What did they find? They found some man-made objects. And here's a picture of what they found. These are round metal balls. Are they 3 billion years old? Or is this rock layer maybe not 3 billion years old? Well, you have to make a choice here. Which one is it? And you know what the evolutionists will tell you here. They'll hope you don't bring it up. And if you do bring it up, you're not welcome. And if you bring it up as an academic, you're in trouble. Your tenure is in trouble. Your reputation is in trouble. Your job may be in trouble. You just can't bring it up. Okay? Now, the biggest thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about here, that in my mind makes evolution a scientific impossibility at this point in terms of what they've discovered is this. There are no intermediary species. For life to have evolved from one form to another form, there has to be that in-between form, the intermediary species, the missing link, if you like. Where is the missing link? It's missing. That's why they call it the missing link. Okay? So if an animal evolved from one form to another, and if that developmental process took millions or billions of years, the fossil record, which is throughout 70% of the rock layer, the layer of minerals on the earth, sedimentary rock, that fossil record should be laden with these intermediary species. To date, the number discovered, 0. Okay? Doesn't that make you question? Doesn't that make you say, wait a minute, evolution is a theory. Wait a minute, evolution has not been proven. Wait a minute, I'm not a nut if I question that. I'm not a non-scientist if I have degrees in the physical sciences, yet I question that. Where are the intermediary species? And that doesn't even address the issue of how can something that's an intermediary life form sustain itself? How can it survive? If something has half scales and half feathers, can it swim? Probably not. Can it fly? Probably not. So how does it survive? Because that's a principal tenet of evolution, natural selection, survival of the fittest. So there you go. Just some food for thought. And if you don't like it, here's what you can do. La 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 la. Thanks for watching this video.